sail. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Bergmann version 1.3, the winter update. Now, let me get this out right ahead. You will 100% require a brand new game save for this. Do not try to bring this into an existing game save because it's going to cause you tons of grief. Of course, it's a pain to have to do a brand new save, but it's going to be well worth it. Tonight, we're going to talk about what is new with respect to Bergmann version 1.3. Amongst so many other things. We've got changes here at the farm. We have changes all over the place. And as you may have seen from the thumbnail, we've got some fun things also added. A little bit of roleplay. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. A 320 simulations. I know I was messing with this during a live stream about a month ago, and we were able to get them out. Basically, I had to, open this, hold the bread box, or maybe I put it down there. I don't know, I got an R fill, and then the bread went in there. And speaking of changes, we might as well start here at the main farm. Just a little visual change. We have some storage that has been added here at the chicken area. It's called attic storage. I'll be quite honest, I don't know what goes in the storage at this point, but my guess was just random things like, you know, chicken crates. Right next door to that, we have now the ability to incubate our chicken eggs into chicks. Well, really, it doesn't discriminate. You can bring duck eggs in here and they'll turn into chicks too. Now, the chicks cannot go back over here. They must be sold, but still, it gives you something to do with all of your eggs that are, of course, still going to spawn on these trays or shelves. Our geese are still here, and we also still have bale storage, as well as bale storage here. Gone is the pig food mixer. Instead, we now have a little backyard where our pigs used to run. And back here, we now have a little shed where we have the ability to make grain grist out of grain. And we'll get bags of grain grist. We also have a potato steamer where we're going to steam potatoes. And then we're going to take our grain grist and our steamed potatoes and make them into pig food. Scattered around the farm, you're going to find buckets, and you're going to be able to fill them from spigots, just like that. As I mentioned in the 1.3 preview stream, the number of chicken or number of pigs have been reduced here because now they only have the inside area. There's been a change to the hay dryer. Come around the back. The hay dryer no longer accepts straw as fuel. The hay dryer no longer accepts diesel via a tank like it did in the preview build. Now you need to bring diesel in the form of a little jerry can. And once you do that, then you'll be able to fuel up the burner. And 20,000 liters of diesel, or no, 20 liters of diesel will burn about 20,000 liters worth of hay. Dry, 20,000 liters worth of hay. Jeez, what's going on? Now we're gonna find the jerry can right here, fillable, 20,000 liters, or 20 liters of fuel. What's up, Walter? We now have a farm bakery. We were just in here. And, well, the farm bakery has a flour mill. We're going to bring grain and make flour. We're going to bring our flour over here to our mixer, where we're going to mix up flour and yeast and water. And we're going to get dough. We have our dough table here where we're going to bring and put our dough. And it's going to form into bread loaves. We're going to take our bread loaves, put them in the oven. Fire the oven up with wood chips. And once we're all set and done, we're going to get fully baked loaves of bread, which we can store on these shelves or sell. Let's go down one level. Bale storage has been moved from the end of the barn. We now have the milk trigger here at the end of the barn. Our TMR mixer has been updated slightly. There's now a little railing back here, a little fence, in order to keep bales from falling in behind. Bale storage has been moved over to here. What's up, Langer? We also now have a farm dairy, a full-on farm dairy. We have the ability to produce cream. We have the ability to produce butter, cheese, and our mozzarella balls. The former dairy is now just cold storage. Let's come around the back of the cow barn. Right, this is all still the same. Bale storage has been moved over here for little bales. And this area, well, it's been reworked even since the preview. We pull up the F1 menu. We're going to walk in here. And we're going to get a trigger. It says activate calf igloo. What? So now we have a glowing outline of a calf igloo. And we can have, I believe, 5 of these. There we go. 5 calf igloos, which we have to purchase, transport, and deliver. And then once we do that, we can raise calves here and feed them milk. If we don't want the igloos, well, we can just turn them off and make use of this in some other way. I believe we have the calf milk mixer in 1.2. Again, we have, like I mentioned, the ability to fill buckets with water from spigots. We have storage here. How cold is it in Iowa? It was pretty warm here today. Mid 40s, I think. Very sunny. We had about 5-6 inches of snow the other day. A bit atypical for our area. Oh, farm kitties. Farm cats are back. Where'd they go? Well, they're around here somewhere. And we got one cat that's always just hanging out here up on the roof. At any rate. Let's go across the street. Since we now have the farm bakery where the machine shop used to be, our farm machine shop has been moved across the street. We also have fuel, pallet storage with some pallets of seed, bale wrap, twine, and silage additive. Root crop storage has been moved over to here. Our big bag. Our farm silo. What's up, mouse? Indeed, we are on with great pleasure and excitement showing this off. This video is brought to you by Farmer Ben and David. Thank you for being farm barons. Well, a 320 simulations, baking the bread would be a requirement in order to have bread. Indeed. Now, this area isn't new, but it's been reworked. In fact, now it's not a cow pasture, it's a buffalo pasture. Only buffalo can go here. Buffalo pasture. Let's go ahead and buy it. And now that we own it, let's go ahead and try to put some Holsteins. Nope. Animal type not supported. How about some Highland cattle? Nope. Not supported. How about buffalo? Okay. That'll work. The bale ring will now only accept bales. There you go. We got our buffalo. We also have bale storage up here. We got a cold weather advisory for tomorrow night. Must be coming our way. Now, if you're new and you're like, man, this map is amazing. How can I download it? Well, let me tell you how you can download it. I gotta get the right page up first. Yeah, go over to lsfarming-mods.com. And once you do that, you're gonna need to sign up for an account. Once you sign up for an account, log in, you're going to need to go to downloads. You're going to find Bergmann 1.3. And we're going to go to download. We're going to pick, no, we're not paying to download this map. We are downloading it for FREE. Now, in order to download it for free, we do have to go to Rapid Gator, which is anything but rapid. But again, we're not paying a penny to get this. We don't have to pay a penny. All we gotta do is pay in a little patience and a little time. There are 4 parts to download. Rapid Gator is notorious in that you can only download 2 parts over a 24-hour period per IP address. How do you fix that? Well, if you happen to have access to multiple IP addresses, like for example your home internet, your data plan on your cell phone, well, there you have 2 IP addresses. You can download parts 1 and 2 simultaneously through those 2 methods. If you have access to a VPN, well, you can download part 1, disconnect, connect to another IP, download part 2, download part 3, etc. If you're limited to 1 IP address, well, then you're going to be stuck downloading it over the course of a couple days, but it's still going to be well worth it. Once you download the map, you're going to have all 4 parts here. You're going to need an application called WinRAR or WinZip. I'm going to use WinRAR. Very easy to get. WinRAR. There you go. You're going to download this. It's free. It's safe. We're going to right click on part 1 and only part 1. WinRAR. Extract. It's going to extract all 4 parts. You do not need to extract parts 2, 3, or 4, or you will break it. Once you download it, you're going to see we have release notes. Those are in German, not so helpful. We have mods. Put all these mods in your mod folder. We also have an optional mod in Player Need Advanced. Let's talk about what is Player Need Advanced. So, you see these indicators up here in the upper right. Hunger, thirst, fatigue. Well, those are our needs. As a player, we need to eat, we need to drink, and we need to sleep. And over time, those indicators will become 100%. And when they do get to 100%, well, we'll get a flashing notice. You need to eat, you need to drink, you need to sleep. How can we satisfy those needs? Well, we got to go to the shop and we got to buy ourselves some food. So we buy provisions from the dealership. And when we visit the dealership, we'll see our basket of provisions, bread and water. Man can't live on bread and water alone. Well, he can in Farm Sim. So we'll just come up to our basket. We're going to hit R, and you'll see that we now have satisfied our eat and drink requirement. That's purely optional. You don't need that mod. If you don't want to deal with it, that's fine. Just don't add it. I will, Ben, I will. It might take a little while to get those put together, but I will. Now, there's some fun with the 1.3 update. So let's go and talk about that. And specifically, let's talk about that thumbnail image of the roasting pig. Well, we're over here at our community garden. Let's go ahead and buy that. And I've already staged some things over here. So, at the community garden, by the way, our gardens now are going to require compost or manure, as well as water, in order to produce our vegetables. We've got a fire pit. We got a spit. It's hooked up to electric. What do we do with this? Well, first, yes, mouse, the new save is 1000% required. First, we need to chop up some firewood. And once we've done that, then we need to, well, bring over some sacrificial Piggly Wigglies. And we're going to unload, well, 2 Piggly Wigglies into the fire pit. Sure. We could unload just one. And once we've done that, well, we're going to turn it on. And now we're roasting our Piggly Wiggly. Now, how did I get the firewood? Well, I am never going to do forestry and farm sim ever again. So I spawned in a 1 meter log. You could, of course, cut down your own tree if you wanted. And bring out your good old trusty chainsaw. And we're going to cut the log in half. Now, once the log's cut in half, we're going to cut that into quarters. And there you go. You got your firewood. Maybe you're having fun and you want to role play. Well, some camping supplies have been added to 1.3. We've got a camping chair and a grill. Okay, camping chair is pretty straightforward. You just sit in it. The grill, on the other hand, well, you want to be a grill master? Sure. You're going to need to bring some pork over. And presto. We got some... Uh-oh. Oh, no! Oh, no! Grill down, grill down. Let's turn on our grill. And now we're grilling. Now we're grilling, baby. Heck yeah. Almost makes me want to grab a drink. Now this is just for fun. This isn't, this doesn't serve any real practical purpose. Sadly, it'd be cool if we could grill and then eat it to satisfy our needs. And once we're done, we can empty the grill and, oh no, we just knocked it over. Now we have some ash down here, which we could use in our compost. Sadly, we can't. We can't eat that, but what we can do is we can sell our roasted pig. We're gonna leave this guy cooking. Come over here to our production. We see we have our pig roaster. We're gonna leave him cooking. 6 game hours is what we're gonna need in order to roast our pig. Let's take this, guys. We not only have the ability to buy and place calf igloos over here at the cow barn. We don't only have the ability to build out a farm shop. That was in 1.2, right? We can get our plans from our farm kitchen to convert our garage into a farm shop. We can't just turn this mess into a nice paved parking lot. We now have the ability to build out a functional cow pasture in 1.3, and that's going to be right here. So we will need to buy this land. Farmland ID 32. And once we have acquired this land, you'll see that we need to deliver some goods, some tools first off, and then we'll have to deliver some other goods. And once we have done that, we'll have a fully functional cow pasture. Pretty neato. Now, we talked about the buffalo pasture. Well, with Highlands fishing, if you have Highlands fishing activated, then we also have then a Highland cattle pasture up here at Farmland ID 39. Let's go ahead and buy that. And just like where we couldn't put anything other than buffalo in the buffalo pasture, we can't put anything other than Highland cattle in the Highland cattle pasture. There we go. We got our furry cows, we got our water buffalo, and then we have regular cows. What this also means is you're going to be somewhat limited in what you can put in your own cow barn because of that fact. Now, where do you buy this stuff? The stuff you need for the calf igloos and the buildable cow pasture. Well, we're down here at our animal dealership, and we have a new merchant that will sell us very animal husbandry goods. We can buy a bale rack, water container, calf igloo, electric fence wire, fish feed, milk powder, piglet feed, pasture fence posts, all from here. And once we do that, we'll be able to build out that pasture. We'll be able to supply our calf igloos. We'll be able to stock our fish, and we'll be able to make piglet feed, or we'll be able to feed our piglets, and we'll be able to make calf milk for our calves. How about some brewskis? The bakery is now in, or not the bakery, the brewery is now in business with the 1.3 update. Now the brewery is a little bit simplified from Bergmann 22. Let's go ahead and buy that. $73. We have storage for our brewskis. What's up, Genetic J? This is where we're going to bring our inputs for our brewery. We got our brewmaster here. Once we've brewed our brew, we're gonna bring it over here to our bottling plant, where we're gonna be able to bottle it either into pallets or crates of beer. Now we have to stock our bottling plant with pallets or totes of beer. So we can buy them here. A pallet of empty bottles for $120. Or, interesting enough, we can come to our gas station. And around the side, we can buy used pallets of bottles. I'm not really sure why it's more expensive. I think it should be cheaper to reuse bottles than to buy brand new, but hey, whatever works. You can also do that over here at the tavern once they open up. What's up? I love chicken. Too bad you don't love pork, because we're roasting some pork. I'm doing good. So there we go. We got another one. Always like talking about my Bergmann. Most innovative map. Now, a lot of the 1.3 update is about taking large-scale production and making it smaller. So, lots of the productions that was in 1.2 have been downscaled or removed. For example, the dairy is now just a sell point. It was a large-scale production prior to the 1.3, but now it's just a place where you can sell goods because your dairy is down at the farm. We of course still have our fishing area. It's mostly unchanged from 1.2. Keeping in line with the reduction of production, we've got changes down here at the flour mill. We now can buy flour or grain meal as opposed to produce it. It's now just a sell point, because we have the small scale grain, grist, and flour production at the main farm. We're still buying construction materials from this guy. So we're going to get our tools for not only our farm butcher, but also our cow pasture. Where's the hog? Well, he's over at the garden. What? Are you done? No way you're done, dude. Oh, we're out of wood. Dang it. Keep on cooking, dude. Keep on cooking. Now, once the hog is done, we're going to need to get something in order to take him off the grill. I thought this thing was perfect for hauling all that stuff over to the garden. We're going to come in here into the shop A, and we need to pick up a roasting pan. Because that's what we need to transport our roasted pig to the farm shop or the village shop. Let's just speed up time a wee little bit. Oh, he's changing color. There we go, stalker fire. I don't know what the delineation here is with respect to the logs, but it doesn't take big logs. It's like the logs have to be smaller. Can be a little bit problematic, I think. and getting them cut small enough. Sorry guys, I don't know if I muted that in time. Oh. I'm still getting over a nasty cough. Now, what I do know that has been added oh, sorry. Dang mute button is here behind the animal shelter. We do have a sugar sell point and then a traffic loop. And then this area, well, it's set up for future expansion. So you get a little bit of an idea as to what might be coming in 1.4. Let's get back over here to our Piggly Wigglies. Again, 8 in-game hours. Oh, sorry, 6 in-game hours to cook our pig all the way. Oh no, I lost some wood. All right, cook him some more. We're almost there. Oh no, I'm thirsty. Dang it, and I'm out of firewood. Shoot. I don't want to go there, I want to go here. Now again, this is the advanced player feed requirements kicking in. Something you don't have to use. I think everyone should split their firewood with a chainsaw. Alright, I guess we gotta stand upright. Cook! Cook the pig! Oh my god, he's greasy looking. Oh, how much money is this going to cost me? Or how much are we going to earn? Slice it in half. There, that should get us over the finish line. I guess not. Oh, jeez. Slow down. Oh, man. Well, at least we get some nice dark light now. Is he done? Well, this seems to imply there's a pig there. I don't see a pig, but okay. Oh, now we've done it. Now we've done it. That's how we clean off our roasted pig. Let's see if the farm shop is still, or the village shop is still open. It doesn't look like it. Can we take our roasted pig to the yep, beer tavern or the supermarket? What's up, Douglas? Let's head up to the supermarket. So what do y'all think of the 1.3 update so far? Once we sell this pig, we'll fast forward to tomorrow. We'll kind of show off the bakery and some of the other things at the main farm. Well, I'll tell you what, I kind of forgot about the 1.3 update, and I was working on those 3 maps last night, and I thought, oh my gosh, what if Bergmann drops today, or this week? Because I got a lot going on. And I went and checked, and yep, there it is. Like, oh geez. I really would have wished it could have held out for a week, but hey. Stewie, this one has the butcher, yep. Oh, we got $2,000 for a roasted pig. All you need is a 3-month-old pig. 3 to 6 months old. Well, I guess really 3 to 5 months old. And then at that point, you'll have yourself a pig you can put on the grill or the barbecue pit. You need to cut up a good bit of firewood, and it looks like you're going to need to tend to it throughout the day. A fun little diversion. What you're seeing on screen, again, if you weren't here at the start, this is a feature that's optional called Advanced Player Needs. And the player gets hungry over time, they get thirsty over time, and they get fatigued over time, so they need to sleep. It's purely an optional mod. You can choose to not use it, and it won't change the gameplay or the map at all by not having it. in addition to having the butcher at the farm, we also now have a production for, well, 3-stage production for your pig food. We have a 3-stage production for the farm bakery to make bread. Let's satisfy our needs again. Yeah, we do have mice running around the farm bakery. It would be an interesting application that if you have cats, your mice aren't invading in the bakery. I always thought it'd be interesting if we had grain loss as a result of rodents. And then if we had farm cats, you wouldn't have the rodent problem, which means you'd be less inclined to lose grain as a result of a rodent problem. All right, let's go to bed. Make up in the next morning. Of course, I'm thirsty and hungry. I haven't had anything all night. I need to break my fast. There we go. There's one of our cats. All right, pig food. Pretty simple. We need grain to make grain meal. Grain can be wheat or barley. We're going to grind it up here. We need potatoes and water in order to steam our potatoes. And then we have our mixer. So we have our bucket of water. There we go. Oh, we need 300 waters. Here we go. Now, what works best for your steamed potatoes would be a bag of potatoes. My gosh, there's so much here. Let's just get a couple bags of potatoes. And we now have potatoes. We have a bag of potatoes. We'll close it and let's turn her on. And our steamer is running. If you weren't sure, there you go. It's pretty obvious. Now for our grain meal. We can do wheat or barley. Now, in the live stream during early access, I used a big bag. There you go. And we'll see a bag of grain meal appear here. All right, well, while they're running, let's take our wheat. Oh my gosh. I did not mean for it to go in there. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, there goes the mouse. Hey. Get another crate of wheat. Because we need to make flour. So just like our grain mill for pig food, we'll get that running. We have our grain grist. And we can store grain grist over here. Or we take it and put it in our mixer. We'll come back to that. We need water. We need baking yeast. Let's go back to the shop. We got some things we need to get. Yeah, the garden hose got a little janky, and that's why it went away. So we're going to need to get baker's yeast. We're also going to need to get a bowl to bring our dough out of the mixer, put it onto the table. We're going to need a tray to transport our dough into the baker, or the oven. We're going to need wood chips for our oven. And we're going to need a tray to get our bread out of the oven. So, conveniently, if we come here to our shop, we have bakery supplies. Well, we need some wood chips. We need some yeast. We need a tray. And this tray is going to be used to take dough and put it into the oven. We're going to need our dough tub in order to get dough out of the mixer. And we're going to need multiple bread boxes. In order to take our bread out of the oven. We also have a category for apple harvest, for fish, for beer, for wine, for our pig, roasting, and camping. All right, let's stock up on our goods. If you don't like doing things by hand, well then Bergmann is not the map for you. Although I do believe Universal Autoload is equipped to handle a lot of these things. Now we don't need all this yeast. I just want to demonstrate that there is yeast storage. I guess the big downfall for this is this guy doesn't have straps. So let's hope this stuff doesn't fall off. Oh no! We should be able to make a nice bit of bread off of this. So I think Giants is going to be shutting down their operations for the year sometime this week. So once that happens, expect there to be a pretty significant lull in mod releases. All right, let's put our wood chips in the oven. Let's take our flour. Well, let's empty this first. Check our bottles over in the shelf. Back out of here. Oh, let's get a bag of 2 bags of flour out. Let's get 1 thing of yeast out. Put that back. There we go. Let's turn on our dough. And once our dough is made, we get this and we'll dump it into, we'll dump this on the kneading table and we will hire a chick to come and slap our dough into loaves. Speed it up, lady, speed it up. All right, now that we have loaves, take our little tray and we will load up our bread loaves. Open our oven door. Put them in the oven. Find the sweet spot. Shut the oven up. Turn it on. If you didn't know if it's on, yeah, it's on. And now we just wait. Once we've made the bread, we open it up. Oh, conveniently our bread is now in the lower tray. We bring our bread box and we start filling. Wow, Or we just fill a completely different box. That's fine. We can store our bread on the shelf. And then when we're ready to sell it, off we go. Right? Oh. There we go. You never know what he might do with 1.4. Now that's not new. But of course, remember, we can convert our garage now into a shop, farm shop. Now let's check out our what is tagged so I can get rid of that blinking. Okay. We would fill this up with milk from here. But since we don't have any milk, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. So we want to take our milk and turn it on for cream. We're going to get cream and low-fat milk as an output. Our butter production is going to require cream. Our cheese production is going to require milk or goat milk. And of course, our mozzarella balls is going to require buffalo milk. Let's fill this up. And let's turn it on. Of course, I don't know the spelling. It's just buffalo milk. Here we go. Make our little mozzarella balls. We'll wait for our cream to be made a bit. We have our calf milk. Where we need milk powder and water to make our calf milk. Remember, we buy our calf milk from the shop, which is going to be down at the animal dealer. It's also where we get our cat food. And then we'll use our calf milk on our calf igloos on the other side. Right, let's go get an igloo. I hope it fits in this thing. Yeah, I like building out the farm shop. The butcher is fun to build out. I like paving the vehicle yard. That's fun too. And now we can build out that pasture. So that's new. Farmer Andy, always taking things to the extreme end. I would like a calf igloo, please. $480. Does it fit? Not really. Oh well. Oh. The immovable shrubbery. I want milk powder too. Really, the igloos have an invisible floor. That's funny. Talking about the mouse comment, I hear pet rats are quite an interesting pet. I hear they have quite a personality, but they don't live long. Anybody keep lab rats? See how our cream is coming. Not enough. All right, so we can take our milk, we can put it over here, storage, well, where'd the rest go? I lost my bags of milk. Oh well. Alright, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna hit R. Somewhere we have a magic trigger. Or we just pull up F1 and just see. Here it is. And now we can... well, we can fold it up if we're not using it. Or we can put a cap in it. We're getting our milk powder. Get our water. Turn on our milk mixer. We'll draw out a little bit of milk. And we gotta take this around to our cow, our calf. There we go, we got milk down there. We can also put straw in there for bedding. Oops. And then we want to make sure we keep this thing charged. There we go. Throw out some cream. Cream in our butter churn. Cover the lid back up. Turn it on. Speed up time. We get ourselves some cheese wedge. Mozzarella balls. And the butter. We could also come and select our low-fat milk, which we could then sell at the dairy, which is, of course, the big sell point. Now, let's go build out a cow pasture. We'll cheat. We'll just spawn everything in place. Let's go the right direction. Okay. First thing we need to do is deliver some tools. Now that we've delivered the tools, we have a trigger, the all-important beverage, chainsaw, and some other lights. We need to deliver fence posts, 4,000 lettries of pasture fence posts. let's go ahead and find those. All right, there we go. Okay. What is this stuff called? Is it just called food? No. I don't know. All right, what do we need? We need a bale rack. And we need to deliver it to the place where it says we need to deliver the bale rack. Now I need to deliver 2 water containers. And we need to deliver them to where the glowing water containers are. And now we need electric fence wire. And while that's running, let's get rid of this. Message. They're called provisions, maybe. Oh, we need more fence wire. There we go. It's done. We now have a usable cow pasture. With our cows, with a spot for bales, and water. And if we did have milkers, we would have our jug there. Speaking of that, let's come over here and buy this second farm. cows. You know what we haven't done yet? We haven't incubated any eggs. Let's go do that. First off, let's see. Yep. Indeed. For all you egg hoarders, we can hoard our eggs. We're gonna bring our chicken eggs. And turn it on. Now we need to run the shop real quick. Because we need to get something to carry our chicks in. Good old Bergmann van. Let's head back. What do y'all think of the 1.3 update? Is it going to be worth the download? Oh, jeez. Chuck you over the fence. I know, you want some chicks. Speed it up. We got some chickens. All right, let's do this. course, I'm thirsty. Whatever. We got chicks. Oh. Try to pick stuff up when you're standing in front of the door. There we go. We're putting chicks in our little box. There, we can hear that message. Just pig. You can only roast pigs. Alright, well that's filling up. Yeah, Richard. Yep. All right. There we go. Take these guys over to Kate at the animal dealership. They open up at 9. And there we go, we're selling little chickens. 151 bucks. We get our little tote back. Pretty good money compared to just selling the eggs. What's up, Farm Alls Forever? Let's buy some tools. And we'll take these to the butcher. Oh, there went a bag. There's a bag of our milk powder. Yeah, Giants made in the announcement that Kermit was moving on. He's no longer with the company. Yada, yada, yada. I reached out to Kermit right after that and got the real story. Which is highly frustrating. There we go. And now we could build out our butchery. Yep, that's what he said. Like I said, highly frustrating. And now we need to deliver that stuff to have a fully functional farm shop here at the farm. And folks, that's where I'm going to call it for the night. Well, Richard, we don't know the whole story, so we can't go off half-cocked. I agree, I think it's a bad idea. But, again, we don't know the whole story on the Chicago office. And, well, it's quite possible that there was several people hired for PMR's final push to get published. And realistically, they weren't going to be there beyond the publishing anyway. You never know. But it's a terrible time of year to have that happen to anyone. Keep an eye on the channel as we start publishing more Bergmann Explained videos covering all the new stuff that's available in 1.3. You can download the map now and start enjoying it for yourself. Until next time, happy farming.